Hi, this is a GMAT question from gmatquestions.org. Let's read the question. If x is not equal to 0, then x minus 3 over x squared minus parenthesis x plus 3 over x squared equal which of the following here? We in factorization, even if you don't know that, you know that you have a few options to solve this question. The easiest method to solve this question is to just plug numbers. Plug a certain x, not 0 obviously, and see what happens. And compare that to the different answers. Another method of solving this question is to do a factorization. Okay? You should recognize this as the difference of two squares. We've already dealt with that. You have this first entity square minus the second entity square. And we could solve it that way, even though it's a more difficult way of solving the question. So let's say that for the first method, the second method I'm gonna just start it. Will not finish it. But for the first method, just pick an adequate number. As I said before, obviously you cannot pick 0 here because it's not even in the domain of definition of this expression. You cannot put 0 obviously. In general, you want to really avoid 0 and 1. Not always, but if you know what you're doing, maybe not. But in general, you want to avoid that, those two numbers, 0, 1, and even I would say -1. Okay, a good number to pick here, even though I just told you to avoid 1, but a great number to pick would have been 1. Okay, another great number I believe to pick here would be 3, only because it's gonna make this fraction much more simple. 3 over 3 gonna give you 1. So let's try 3 here. 2 wouldn't be such a good number to pick. Okay, I hope you can see that 2, we're gonna be stuck with this fraction, 3 half. So let's pick 3. So as I said, pick your number carefully, and if you just pay attention to what you're doing, you should know that 3 would be a great number to pick. 1 as well, even though I just told you that avoid 1. Okay, so if you pick 3, this is what we're gonna have. We're gonna have, I will not rewrite this, we're gonna have 3 minus 3 over 3 square minus 3 plus 3 over 3 square. Okay, and this is going to be equal to what? Clearly this is going to be equal to 3 minus 1 squared minus 3 plus 1 squared. And this 3 minus 1, what is it? 3 minus 1, actually I can just rewrite here. 3 minus 1 is 2 squared minus 4 squared. And 2 squared equal 4 minus 16. And 4 minus 16 is -12. And as you can see, we only have one -12 here. A would be the answer to this. As you can see, it's not really difficult to do this type of question. Sometimes picking numbers is the best way to go. So let me just change color here and say that A is a correct answer. Now, I would like to show you the way to do the second method. If we were to do a second method here using factorization, basically we're doing math here. What we could do, I mean, there are many method or many ways of doing this question, but since we're in factorization, one way to do this, let me just rewrite the question here. X minus 3 over x squared minus x plus 3 over x squared. What I'm saying, many people would be tempted to essentially expand this. Expand it. A minus b squared. You know what it is? Minus a plus b squared. I hope you know what I'm trying to say here. In general, it's like having an a minus b squared minus a plus b squared. Why? Because you have x here and x here. They play the role of a. You have 3 over x and 3 over x here, which plays the role of b. And I'm talking about special identities in algebra. But if you do use the factorization method, we have here an entity a squared. This whole thing is a minus b squared. That's like having that. And as you know, this would be a plus b times a minus b. We have already dealt with that. In this particular case, it would give us the factorization x minus 3 over x, which is the first entity, plus x plus 3 over x, which is the second entity right here, times x minus 3 over x is still the first entity, minus, now be careful here, it's going to be minus x and minus 3 over x, because as you know, the rules of of distribution, when you have a parenthesis, this is an x here, okay? This is what it would give us. And you can keep going. I will not finish this. If you do keep going, at least you know that you'll have a 2x here, because it's going to disappear. And here's the x going to disappear. And the second part here, the x is going to disappear, as you can see. And we're going to be left with negative 3 over x twice. So since it's 2 of them, you can say negative 2 times 3 over x. Okay, I hope you can see that, because you have negative 3 over x, negative 3 over x. If you want, you can say negative 6 over x, or we have 2 of them. That's where the 2 come from here. 2 of those. One apple, a second apple, you have 2 apples. So negative 2 times 3 over x. Okay, I hope you see that. And easily, I mean, I can even finish this quickly. You can see that the x is going to disappear. As you can see, it's going to be, because we have a multiplication here, so the x is going to be cancelled out, and you're going to be left with, this is a negative 6 and a 2, so easily negative 12. Okay, I didn't want to really finish this off, but I just wanted to show you that it's possible to do it this way mathematically without picking numbers. Some people, the purists, would love to do it this way, the right way, the method on the right side, but the people who are opportunistic, would do it the way on the left, right? This method of doing it on the left side, which is a much faster method of doing it. But remember, picking numbers is not always available. It is not always available. So it's a good, you'd better know how to do both methods. Even though you may not use this particular method on the right, it's a good idea to be familiar with it, and also to be familiar with the first method, picking numbers, because sometimes it's the most direct way to find the answer. This is the most efficient way to find the answer. And since we are dealing with the GMAT, time is precious. Okay, time is of the essence. So you really want to make sure you know how to do this type of questions efficiently. But again, as I said, this particular method on the left is not always available. Great. So A is the correct answer here. And this is a GMAT question from gmatquestions.org. Thank you very much.